me talking or something, but he got that reversal and he, fended off that major decision.
Tsirtsis, obviously in purple, Short in maroon for the Gophers. Short 16th ranked. Tsirtsis is 4th ranked at 149. Both defensive style wrestlers, so we'll see how many points are scored in this match as the two tangle up high early going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, many people who know wrestling, if guys really aren't familiar, whoever is listening to us tonight, but Short and Tsirtsis kind of get off the impression that, they don't really score a lot of points. They're a lot of defensive wrestling. They like to react to what other people are doing. They feel them out. So I wouldn't be surprised at this period if, maybe there's not a takedown that occurs, but they're going to definitely be feeling each other out. If their opportunities are there, they're going to be. And Jake Short in on a single leg early on, so Tsirtsis does a great job. That's great defense right there. So there you get a quick kind of gist of what happens here. Tsirtsis fights off defensively, and there's no points being scored, but that's great wrestling.
Well, and I think we saw that in the loss against Zane Rutherford, how he came out and really pushed the envelope and pushed the pace of the match, making Tsirtsis play defense, and eventually, he really bullied him around the mat, did Zane Rutherford, for that major decision a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, 149, Big Ten is always, it's very tough. You have Jake Souflon ranked number 5, Brandon Sorensen number 2, Zane Rutherford number 1. We have Jake Short, Jason Tsirtsis. So this is very tough, and all these guys wrestle each other. Zane Rutherford right now looks like he's possibly on another level. I think a lot of people have seen that, but everyone else, everyone else is battling. They all want that, they want that top spot come NCAA season time.
Of course, if you were watching Big Ten Network earlier, you saw Penn State, top-ranked team in the land, disposing of Ohio State. A competitive match, but basically right down to the way the experts expected it to go, almost to the T. It was we didn't have the final in the heavyweight match, but it was a 24-12 or 24-15 victory for the Nittany Lions, who maintain their unbeaten record and tie Iowa for the lead in the conference. So here the two still tangle up high. Short trying a couple takedown attempts or a couple single leg shoots, but he did not convert. He goes for it again. Tsirtsis backs out. Jason, of course.
Yeah, inside 35 seconds, and both these guys are trying to fight for position, even though there's no score on the board. But we see these guys battling, and that's what you want to see. You want to see wrestling, and that's what these guys are giving us. Referee stalemates it. So inside 30 seconds, we'll see if Tsirtsis or Short can connect on one of these takedowns.
Short, the redshirt sophomore from Inver Grove Heights, Simley High School, very good wrestling program historically. Just outside the Minneapolis-St. Paul.
Short family is very known in NCAA wrestling and Gopher wrestling. Uncle Chris was an All-American in 1989, and his father Will was an All-American in 1993. So coming from a family who, they know what it takes to be an All-American.
And Will, I believe the head wrestling coach at Simley for the Spartans. So the first period ends with no score, really. I guess if you had to say who was pushing the action, it would be Short. Tsirtsis, I don't believe he even went for any sort of takedown, just had a nice move to get out of the single leg from Jake Short. And Jason will choose down to open the second.
Now this is really where Jason Tsirtsis kind of excels on bottom. This is where he, basically a lot of people say he won his NCAA title as a redshirt freshman because of bottom. He had a bunch of overtime victories. But, what makes Jason Tsirtsis wrestle different from the rest is he's very good on bottom. He can score those quick points when he needs to. And we saw a somewhat early escape. Short did a good job. But now Tsirtsis is on the board 1-0 in the second period with a minute and 25 seconds left to go.
And I saw a video at nusports.com, Coach Storniolo talking about Jason kind of hitting his stride. He came in a little later. Sure. He hasn't wrestled the amount of matches. His conditioning might not have been there, but he's really rounded into form. Obviously, the victory at Michigan last week, the sudden victory in overtime was a big boost of confidence. Then he went and tech-falled Richards of Michigan State 2 nights later. So we'll see what he does here. It's still just a 1-0 advantage on the escape point. And the two tangle in the middle of the end. Yeah,
Tsirtsis, referee did a good job there stopping it, potentially dangerous on Tsirtsis' knee. But yeah, you know, many people wonder if that was a turning point for Jason Tsirtsis the past 2 wins. He seemed like a new guy, and you see here a great shot by Jason Tsirtsis with a takedown. And if you're Tsirtsis, your main objective right now is to hold him down for these next 40 seconds, because eventually if he rides him out here, that riding time is gonna, you know, go down, and it's already going in advantage right now. It's going to be going in favor of Tsirtsis. So with that being said, going to the third period, he'll be able to capitalize on getting more of that riding time.
Opportunistic takedown that time by Tsirtsis. Referee blow the whistle for the stalemate. 24 seconds remaining, 3-0 Tsirtsis leading Jake Short here in the 149-pound match. Northwestern winning the first 2. A tech fall and a standard decision. Gophers getting the victory at 141 by way of 7th-ranked Tommy Thorne.
Great mat return for Tsirtsis. Almost looks to get near fall. There, Short got into a very tricky situation. However, Tsirtsis does a great job on, you know, staying on top, staying with the flow, and looks like he's going to ride this one out.
So he gets above 30 seconds in riding time. We'll see. I would assume Short will choose down, looking to get the escape and then obviously get a takedown to even it up. Tsirtsis right now, obviously with the advantage and trying to get to that minute riding time threshold, which really would put this essentially out of reach, even if he did give up an escape.
Yeah, even if he gave up an escape, depending on how much riding time Jason gets, he'll be, you know, in a comfortable lead for a guy who usually doesn't give up a lot of points. You know, 4-point lead, it's somewhat comforting, you know, and that as a wrestler, you know, you don't want to ride on that. However, it's good to know that you have that in your back pocket as well.
Yeah, you look at his losses. I mean, he's lost in sudden victory to Sorensen, injury, defeat. Basically the major against Rutherford, really the only, you know, striking where he gave up 15 points. Other than that, he's getting up single digits, and it's just so tough to get out of this position as he maintains his hold on Jake Short.
You know, that loss to Rutherford, I think if you were to look at Tsirtsis' losses all throughout freshman year, sophomore year, and even this junior year, I don't think they even add up to the amount of points that were scored in that one. So, you know, that was when, you know, that could have been possibly one of Tsirtsis. Wasn't really Jason Tsirtsis, you know, going through a bunch of different things. But, you know, from what we've seen, it looks like he's turned it around these past couple matches. And, you know, that's huge. You know, we're getting close to the Big Ten tournament. And as a fan, you like to see, you know, competition, and that's what we're getting here tonight.
Tsirtsis maintaining his lock on Short as we approach minute 10 to go in the third period. Still a 3-0 advantage. Tsirtsis up over minute 20 in riding time, as you can see on your screen. Now there's Short working, and he does get the escape.
You know, Jake Short is ranked 16, the 16 area, you know, in numerous different polls. However, he has the potential to beat some of the best guys. He beat number 9 Matt DePalma from Kent State 10-6. So, you know, he's right there. He has the opportunities and all the tools it takes. He beat number 8 Anthony Kalika from Oklahoma State 2-1. So he's wrestled with the best here. And we got a little glimpse of that takedown. So we're going to see what happens if Tsirtsis can get out.
Yeah, this is coming down to the wire. Short, very, very quick move to get on Tsirtsis' back. He's going to give up the escape. He did get the riding time below a minute, so I think he'll...
Very close. It was very close. I would tend to wonder if that was going to pay off for him. Almost let Tsirtsis have that riding time. This is the first time I think we see the Minnesota coaches tonight get out of their chair. So this is a big match. Head coach Matt Storniolo for Northwestern is, you know, trying to comfort Jason. All the Minnesota coaches, Jay Robinson and staff, on the edge of the mat here, trying to encourage Short to, you know, get this takedown.
Tsirtsis holding him off, getting him in a headlock.
And he gets a takedown in the last 3 seconds of the match.
It is a 2-point victory. What a turn of events by Jake Short. As you said, he was working for it, and right here he gets Tsirtsis with time wasted. I don't know if Jason didn't think he was going for it, but what a turn and what a victory for Jake Short.